Good day, boxing fans. Boxing is alive and well here in my hometown, or sort of hometown, just an hour's drive from where I am in Cape Town. We have Jack Bryce that put on a nice tournament last weekend. And now, Saturday night, we're going to have Insane Promotions, who's now affiliated with Golden Gloves. They've got a sort of a talent sharing thing going here. And they're going to be putting on a tournament at Cabo Beach Club. I will be there. Be sure to come and say hello. But we've got some interesting fights on the card, and the main event of the evening there is going to be a junior featherweight contest, a classic crossroads match, where undefeated 6-0 Kaya Mlata will be stepping up to take on the vastly more experienced Sabelo and Ngebinyana in a 10-round junior featherweight bout. Is it too much too soon for Kaya Mlata, or is the timing right? Or is Sabelo and Ngebinyana going to upset the apple cart? Then we also have got Promnick on the card, as well as a very interesting mini flyweight or strawweight encounter between Tyirha and Sibanda. If you're interested in talking about these fights, then stick around. Saturday night at Cabo Beach Club, the main event of the evening is going to be unbeaten junior featherweight. He's 6-0 with 4 knockouts. Kaya Mlata taking a big step up over 10 rounds when he takes on the rugged Sabelo and Ngebinyana. Now, Ngebinyana has got 15 wins of 11 knockouts against 9 defeats and 3 draws. He's only been stopped twice in his career. Now, Ngebinyana has fought at quite a high world level. He hasn't been successful at the world level that much. But he's been in against guys like Alan Picasso Romero in Mexico. He's been to Russia. He's been to Tanzania a couple of times. He hasn't won in quite a long time. His last win was against Mzuvukile Magwaka, another Cape Town fighter. So he's got good luck here against the guys from my neck of the woods. And then you will remember that he was the first guy to hand a guy who's really flying high now as a double IBO champion. He was the first guy to give Ricardo Malajika a loss, the other guy having been Sekon Motole. And Malajika has since turned his career around and is now on top of the world. So Sabelo and Ngebinyana can upset the apple cart against up-and-coming prospects. And you've got to remember, Malajika was more or less a little bit further maybe at the same stage of his career as Kaya Mlata is now when he took that loss against Ngebinyana. Because Ngebinyana is a rugged veteran. He's physically very strong. He comes forward. He's got a good jab. He's got more than decent boxing skills when he's fired up. He hasn't always been as dedicated maybe as he should have been. He's now sort of in this rugged journeyman role. But to stay in that role, you have to record a win now and then. And this is his chance now against Kaya Mlata. There are a lot of people in the boxing biz here that says Kaya Mlata, some good insiders, some pro fighters themselves are saying Kaya Mlata is a bit of more than he can chew here. It's too much too soon. Now, what do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below. I think timing is everything. I stole that from a promoter, Rodney Berman, and he always says that when choosing opponent. Timing is everything when you fight them. Not necessarily referring to the timing of your punches in the ring, but when you fight somebody. Now, in Ngebinyana, as we had losses and draws on the road, his last one was last year there locally against an undefeated 6-0 fighter. But he went to Tanzania, got a draw, got a loss. There was a loss in Mexico. And there was in Namibia as well against Philippus and Gitumbwa. He's only been stopped by Picasso, Romero and Gitumbwa. So Sabelo Ngebinyana, as I said, he's strong, he's rugged. He's not an easy guy to stop. Now, Kaya Mlata in his last fight, he had a bit of a step up as well. He fought Siboniso Gonya, a former world title challenger. We'll remember he challenged Solani Tete for the world title over there in the UK. And it was the shortest world title fight in history. Tete basically knocked him out with the first punch he threw. I think he lost it all of 30 seconds. But nevertheless, Sibonisa Gonya had to do something to get himself on that level to challenge for a world title. But he too, Gonya, was settled in that journeyman role. And Tyirha Mlata boxed very well that night. I was there ringside, used his jab well, let his combinations flow. And he basically put a beating on Gonya, but he couldn't take Gonya out. You know, so Mlata is not a murderous puncher. And I don't see that he's going to be able to knock out Sabelo and Ngebinyana. Now, can he upset? Can he upset Tyirha Mlata? Well, I've noticed in Mlata's last fight, maybe he was a bit relaxed, not too much was coming back from Gonya. But when he opens up, sometimes he squares up a little bit and he carries his chin high. He relies on his reflexes. You know, it's not like that, it's like that. And there's an opening there for Sabelo and Ngebinyana to possibly hurt him, score a knockout. But, you know, his chin has not really been tested, Tyirha Mlata. It's an intriguing fight. It's a big step up for Tyirha Mlata, but I think it's a calculated step up because the momentum is not on Sabelo and Ngebinyana's side. He's had a lot of rounds, but he wasn't winning. And let's see if Tyirha Mlata can do this step up. I think, for me, Tyirha Mlata is going to win this one on points. But hopefully, Sabelo and Ngebinyana is going to take him places he's never been before, because a fighter needs that for his career development, to develop as a fighter. So I'm going to run with Tyirha Mlata on points on that one. And then we have in the co-main event, we've got middleweight Dean Promnick, one of boxing's glamour divisions. Dean is 4-0 now with 3 knockouts. He had a very tough one up there in Joburg at Emperor's Palace against Morgan Hunter, and a Golden Glove squad. Was high quality stuff, was a good fight. Both of them displayed good boxing skills, good pressure from Hunter, good skills from Promnick. Promnick won a close decision. And now he's up against a Malawian, Kudakwache Banda. I wonder if he's related to the late president of Malawi. But nonetheless, Kudakwache Banda has got a record of 7 wins, 7 losses. He's only got 1 knockout in his win, so he's not a puncher. And in those 7 losses, he's got 6 knockouts, so not a great chin either. But last year, he took a loss, and then he got a win against a 3-0 fighter called Wilson Piri. So he lost 1, and then he won 1 last year. So at least he's coming off a win, Kudakwache Banda, against Dean Promnick. But I think I don't like that number of knockout defeats or stoppage defeats on the record of Banda. So I'm thinking Dean Promnick is going to score a TKO there, maybe in 4 rounds or so. So I'll go with Promnick on that one. Then there's another fight, the 8th-round strawweight battle, which is, I think, one to watch. It's a very interesting fight because we've got, so I've said there's this talent sharing between Insane Boxing Promotions, Sawasawas and Golden Gloves now. And the Golden Gloves guy, Bevan Sibanda, is coming down to Cape Town to fight the 8th-rounders in the strawweight division. And he's fighting in Tyirha, who at one time was a blue chip prospect, was on the international route, and you know, he had a very early loss against Nkosinathi Joy, the former world champion. No shame in that. I think he was matched too big too soon, but he won a very lost a competitive decision. And then the apple cart fell over when George Kandulo, a Tanzanian journeyman sort of fighter, but a very tough guy, was at that fight. Tyirha was winning handily, and then he just backed off into a corner, lost concentration for a while, took a shot, and Kandulo knocked him spark out. It was one of the shocking upsets. Since then, he did go and reverse that loss against Kandulo. And 2 weeks before he steps into the ring now here, Saturday at Cabo Fight Club, he also went and won a decision against Pumlani Maloney in the Orient Theatre. Maloney, we know, is a tough guy that comes to fight. But by all reports, Tyirha won well enough. You know, it's not like he took severe punishment in that fight. So he's up against Bevan Sibanda. I don't like a turnover time that's that quick. And Bevan Sibanda, you know, Golden Gloves, some of their fighters came down here for the previous Cabo Beach Club show. Darren Rousseau, I'm thinking of, got upset by Cristiano and Dombasi. And obviously they don't want Bevan to lose because he's off a majority decision loss to Siakolo Akuse, who's now in line if he keeps winning for a WBC world title shot. They want to bring Bevan back also maybe for a world title shot. I don't know what in what direction. I'm thinking maybe IBO or something like that for now. But to do that, Bevan Sibanda's got to win. He can't get upended by Ngebinyana Tyirha. And like I said to Sawa as a promoter, Tyirha is a guy that could possibly beat him and could you know, create another scenario like that. I don't think Tyirha can knock Bevan out. He's not a puncher like Ndombasi is. but he's a very good southpaw boxer, very slick southpaw boxer. Bevan, of course, had the southpaw Siakola Kuse in his last fight. Tyirha is a little bit more flat-footed than Kuse, maybe not quite as quick, but still pretty quick. So that is an intriguing fight, you know, and that to me is almost a pick-em fight. I'm going to go with Bevan Sibanda to win on points here, simply because I don't like that fast turnaround time of Ngebinyana Tyirha, you know. But if Tyirha upset the apple cart and beats Bevan Sibanda, I think it'll have to be on points. That's not going to shock me at all. It's a very competitive, very even fight. So Saturday night we've got Mlata against Ngebinyana. I think a fight where the hometown favourite is in danger of taking his first loss, and that makes it exciting. And this one between Tyirha and, of course, Bevan Sibanda is also intriguing to me. And then we have Promnick, and there's some good prospects on the undercard as well. 2 female fighters, Kylie Swart, undefeated young prospect, somebody to watch with the female fighters. She's in the featherweight division now. We've got the SA featherweight female champion and Tombo Kala Tolashe also here in Cape Town, so that might be a fight somewhere in the future if she wins. And then the pro debut of Sarah Karim. I saw her have an amateur fight on the last Cabo Beach Club. She doesn't come to throw a jab and maybe tap you to the body. She comes to fight. She's aggressive and she throws a lot of punches. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Sarah Karim can do as well. And then a whole host of other fighters on the ball. Well, that's it, guys. I'm going to play out now. I've recorded some fighter interviews at a press conference about just over a week ago. We've got the interviews that we could find. Not everybody was there, but we're going to play out with that, so you can listen to that if you're interested in hearing from Mlata and Kylie Swart and the like, and Savas and trainer Matt Lishing, who's also involved in this venture. And please remember to give a channel a subscribe if you haven't already. It's free. You just click the button and it'll help me a lot with this content. And then until we see each other again at Cabo Beach Club, remember to keep those hands up.
You wouldn't be able to see me.
Okay, everyone, welcome. My name is Nicola, and I'm be leading the press conference for Fight Island 2. I think that deserves a round of applause. Yeah, Kaya. Okay. Yes. Welcome. Okay, Kaya, I've got a few questions for you. You are on your way up in the world ratings, only after 6 fights, and if you win this fight, you'll be in the top 8 in the world. Talk to us about the thinking behind that. How does that feel?
It feels great and amazing because of my hard work and my hard work team as well. So yeah, it feels amazing about it. And I'm happy about it as well. So yeah.
Awesome. So your opponent is a lot more experienced than you and has fought around the world. How are you feeling towards the challenge?
Respectfully, he is experienced, and I can say also the experience I have will be like toe-to-toe fight. Like it's going to be a fight for me and for him as well. So you mustn't underestimate me and like saying, I'm just like light and stuff. Nah, it's all about that. This is the fight. So I can say it's a personal fight for me, for him as well. So yeah.
Nice. Okay, I love it when someone starts a sentence with respectfully. We know it's going to be good. So can you share more about your training camp? How was it? Do you feel strong?
Training camp has been going so well, like through the 3 months, because we've been training for a long time. So I can fight for even tomorrow. Like I feel ready right now. Hope he's ready. So yeah, I'm ready.
There we go. And then my final question is, a lot of people believe you're the best junior featherweight in the country. Do you feel like this puts additional pressure on to perform, or indifferent?
can say, yeah, there is a little bit of pressure on it because it's kind of like all eyes on me right now, so I have to give it all as well, like what my people say about me, so I have to give it all and give them what they want and give my team what it wants as well, so yeah, I feel a little bit of pressure on it.
They say pressure makes diamonds, so I'm excited to see. Oh, diamonds, sorry.
Kaya, your last fight was against Sibanda Gonya, a former world title challenger. We know he challenged, excuse me. Kaya, your last fight was against Sibanda Gonya, a former world title challenger. We know he was an experienced guy. You won well enough. I think you won every round there. What did you take from that fight? Are there still things you can improve from that?
Oh yes, definitely. There are things that we fixed in the last previous fight, so this one is different, so it's all fire, so yeah.
Now your opponent, Ngebinyana, we all know him well in the boxing fraternity. He's a very tough guy. He's been on the international scene, he's been on here locally. He was the first guy to beat Ricardo Malajika, whom we all know is at the moment flying very high. Does God give you extra motivation? Is there any specific angle? Is there any specific plan that you have for Sabelo and Ngebinyana?
My plan is to put it in retirement.
That's a bold statement. I'm sure you will have something to say about that. Okay, one must never look past your opponent, especially if it's a guy like Sabelo. But we're going to do that anyway, just for the sake of the people. The South African champion in the junior featherweights is Siabula. I believe he's fighting tonight as well. And he's a really tall, rangy fighter. Is that a fight that you will be looking for in the future? Maybe challenging Siabula?
If the chance happens to fight him, I will fight him, but then in future, yes, it might happen. So we will stay ready at all times.
Thanks, Kaya. Good luck.
Main fights, main event. First fights on a main event. Glitch there on such a big show. How do you feel, and do you feel any sort of pressure?
In general, regarding the pressure, I don't really get nervous before fights. I mean, I've had 20 amateur fights. Now, obviously, you know, throughout all our camps with Matt, I'm actually, sometimes Matt has to get me riled up because I'm actually a bit too calm. So regarding the main event, the only thing I ever said to Matt was, now it just means I have to fight later. So, yeah, that's that. Regarding the actual main event itself, I think what a privilege to be main event as a professional boxer, only 4-0. On Fight Island, a platform like this in Cape Town. I am privileged also to have a home crowd in both Joburg and here in Cape Town. So it just so happens that it is in Cape Town. I think it just opens doors for what the future can be. And yeah, I hope that the main event is going to be a spectacle.
I'm sure it will be. This is also your first 8-rounder against a more experienced opponent. Do you feel ready, and how is your training camp?
I'm ready for 10 rounds, 12 rounds. I can honestly just go on and on and on. He does bring obviously a bit more, a wealth of experience that I essentially don't have. But I can tell you now, I'm not looking to go there and give him the 8 rounds.
Well, I see your opponent had some words for you on social media. Do you have some words for him?
It's going to be a war. I already said to him, I said, Banda, you better come ready. You know, he likes to talk. But like you said, puzzle.
Thank you. Really looking forward to being able to accept.
Thank you.
Dean, your previous fight against Morgan Hunter in Empress Palace was high quality stuff. It was a good fight. The crowd really enjoyed it. I was there ringside as well. Close fight, you prevailed. What were the takeaways from that fight? What did you do well? What can you improve on?
I think there was a stage in the fight where I had Morgan on the back foot and I hurt him. I think I didn't capitalize on that opportunity. I think in terms of what I did well, I kept him kind of at bay with the jab. My defense was quite tight. He couldn't really do anything to get inside. I don't really think he had quite figured me out even after the 6 rounds. I had a great high work rate, which I'll definitely bring to this fight. And in general, I think it's just capitalizing on those moments when you have your opponent hurt and you see it and visualize and just go for it.
You're in the middleweight division now.
Yes.
And that's a glamour division of one of the glamour divisions of boxing, one of the original 8 divisions. We haven't really had a middleweight that was on the world scene, world class, since I think Mpush Makambi and Ruben Groenewald, who had IBO and WBU belts. Is there anybody in world boxing or in South African boxing in the past or present around the middleweight division that you follow or that you model your style after?
No. I would say I always love old boxers like Joe Calzaghe. I like the new boxers, Canelo Alvarez, Bud Crawford, all those guys. I kind of just try and take away a little bit and drabs, from everyone and kind of put it together. But mainly it's just fighting with instinct. To be honest, I like going there and I want to win. I'm competitive in nature. I'm come forward and I'm game. I'm ready to go, to take the head off.
Thanks, Dean. Good luck for the fight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Try again.
Hello?
Okay, Kaylee.
Go for it.
Yeah. So good to have you back fighting in Cape Town. As Matt said, it's been 10 months. How are you feeling about this fight? Can you share more?
So this fight, there's a lot of training has gone into it. I'm so excited to get back in the ring and fight at home, in front of family and friends in Cape Town, and to attract a new genre of people to come and watch the sport. I'm itching. I'm ready to go. I can't wait to get in there.
Nice. Looking at the ratings, if you win this fight, you'll be in line for an SA title. At this point in your career, do you feel ready? Do you feel like it's the right time? Can you share more about that?
Absolutely. I have such a unique fighting style, and there isn't anyone in the country that has the abilities of what I've done and what I've accomplished as an amateur. Currently now I'm 4-0 as a professional. I need to be fighting on a big platform for that South African title. There needs to be a title fight where there's 2 women that are the main event, and underneath that it can also now open doors to other female fighters to also fight on the undercard. And right now women's boxing is growing exponentially in the world. It's massive. We're seeing big fights on Netflix with Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, and it just isn't quite there yet in South Africa. And I do believe that I am the woman that can try and bring it to that sort of international level. And a lot of women do. They look up to me. A lot of the fighters do look up to me, and I know that. And I love working with them. I've had hard sparring training camps with a few of these girls sitting in the crowd here, and also with Sarah. And it's a womanhood. It's something very special to go in the ring there, to do what we so love and passionately and learning at the same time. It's a very special bond that I have with them.
Sure. I was going to ask you next about female boxing, but I think to add to that, I think it's such an important responsibility, and I think it is so necessary for female boxing in the Western Cape.
Definitely. I mean, it's my aspirations to be is to be a South African championship, whether it's a junior feather or at featherweight, whatever the next opportunity comes. And I'm in the right mind space. I'm determined to reach that goal. And after that, I do believe that I can do international fights. I know that I have the capabilities to step on an international stage. And for me, that's my journey, and that's the right mind that I want to follow. And I wouldn't be where I am today and going forward with that journey if I haven't had the right people in my corner. And it's been a long journey, 6 years, and these guys, Southern Matt and the guys, the boys, my teammates, they really have backed me. It's been a tough journey, but I wouldn't be where I am without them. So.
Love it. Can you share about your training camp? How's it been? And sneak in a little message for your opponents.
So training camp's been going well. You know, we adjust things every camp. You know, every fight it changes, and we change small things in the camp. Nothing drastically, but we constantly adapting, and we sit down together as a team collectively, and the guys will say, okay, Carl's maybe needs to work on this, or adjust something small. And it's the communication is very vital in these training camps. And I think now, 6 years later, you know, we've kind of got the formula right. And I had a fight about a month ago, so I've pretty much been in camp since January. But yeah, it's going well. You know, at the end of the day, I'm a fighter. I rock up on the night and I do my thing.
Yes. And do you have a message for your opponent?
Yeah, I think she just needs to come in fire. She needs to make it an entertaining fight. I don't want someone that's just gonna not throw punches back. We want to go the rounds. We want to go the rounds. Obviously, like if there's opportunities to do a knockout, it's going to happen. But we want an entertaining fight. We want it to become infectious. I want people to get out the chairs and really yeah. Yeah, give me all the money.
Good. Thank you. We're really looking forward to seeing you.
Kaylee, we're talking about being the face of boxing, the women's game in Cape Town, that the South African featherweight champion is sitting here in Cape Town, and Ntombakala Tolashe. Is that a fight that you might be looking for next, if all things go well at Beach Club?
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. And what do you think of her as a fighter? She's been around, she's got the SA title, she's fought in Korea recently, didn't win but competed well. How would you approach that fight?
So she's a seasoned pro, fights a southpaw, but she's also, I think, running her course now with the boxing. You know, she's been in the game for a very long time. My passion and my desire to become the South African champion is far beyond anything that, when my mind is put to something, no one can deter me from it. And her fighting style is a southpaw. I'm a switch hitter. I can fight both ways. I can fight southpaw, I can fight orthodox. And my fighting style, my pressure, my come forward, you know, is she going to be able to adjust to my style at the end of the day? I don't know. We'll have to see on the night.
Last question, who was your toughest fight?
Pamela.
Mtungwa.
Yes.
Thanks, Kaylee.
Right, thank you.
Okay, so Ariel, welcome. You recently had your pro debut. How are you feeling getting back into the ring?
I'm excited, super excited for the show. Thank you to the organizers and all the sponsors for giving us fighters this opportunity. I was lucky enough to make my debut on Golden Gloves last month, which was really cool and exciting. But I'm super excited to be back in Cape Town as a professional now, fighting in front of my friends, my family. Looking forward, yeah.
Amazing. Can you share anything of your plans for this fight, like the thinking behind it, how you're going to walk into it?
Look, I'm just looking to build my career, build my skills, and keep developing. So, next step is Fight Island in 2 weeks, and hopefully get the win, give a good account to myself, and then just keep building towards bigger fights, bigger shows. Yeah.
So, will we be expecting a knockout?
Look, I prepare for a hard fight, I prepare for a war, but if it finishes early, then so be it.
Knockout is coming. Finish the clock.
Okay.
2 or 3 boxing fights, good couple of years ago, but it was not anything that gave me any excitement to even think about going back. After going to the first Fight Island, I spoke to Matt after. I said, geez, like I really want to just get back into it, you know. And because I enjoy fighting so much, and it was such a nice platform, and the way they treated all the athletes was just wonderful to see. So yeah, I'm super excited and truly grateful to be a part of it.
Awesome. Your opponent went 5 rounds with the hard-hitting Dylan Prosser last year. It's not a straightforward comeback fight for you. How do you feel about the fight overall?
Yeah, that's true. I was going to mention that. Arguably, in my opinion, the best super middleweight is Dylan. and I was watching him every day. It's extremely hard. So what I have to do is just be very smart. I've got a lot of fight experience, maybe not boxing experience, but ring IQ. My ring IQ, I think, is what will help me on the night. So yeah, I just have to be very smart and box intelligently, fight intelligently.
Awesome. Can you share a little bit more about your training camp leading up to this fight?
So I've been training quite hard, as you said, from the kickboxing, but I've been sparring boxing. I always spar with the guys, with Matt's boxers, with Dol, with Ariel, with Dean. They give me a terrible time, but I still have to just stick it out, you know. So it's not like I'm just coming straight back into a boxing fight or with no boxing sparring. I've been sparring boxing for long, and I'm in very good shape. Matt said to me the other day, actually, it looks like you're turning back the clock. Like, yeah, I just feel I'm more dedicated now, and I've also got a kid, so he keeps me a bit more at home on the weekends, which is a good thing.
Wade, the interesting thing here is you come from a kickboxing background. Now, historically, we've had a few world champion kickboxers that became world champion boxers. Troy Dorsey's one, James Waring, the cruiserweight, is another. What's the most difficult thing transitioning from boxing to kickboxing? You like go all the time, whatever you do, don't kick, or what is the adjustment that you have to make mentally and physically?
It's the moving around. With kickboxing, a little bit more, I would say, static. The movements of these guys when I spar, they run circles around me and hit me, and I don't move enough. So I would say it's more the movement that I have to get used to. The head movement, especially moving around, using your legs a bit more. But I'm getting there. The more I'm sparring, the more I'm working on that specifically.
Thanks, Wade.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Wade.
The much anticipated pro debut is here. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling absolutely excited. I believe it's my time now.
Awesome. Really excited to see it as well. I've seen you at the gym, and I see that you have incorporated strength and conditioning into your training camp this time around. Do you feel like it's made an impact in your overall camp and how it will impact on the day? Can you share a little bit more about this?
Definitely. I'm feeling so much stronger thanks to Coach Don. I'm feeling so much more strong on the pads, doing my bag work. I believe I'm going to bring something good on Fight Night.
Awesome. So you have maybe an unconventional relationship with your coach, where your coach is your dad. Can you share a little bit more and how it is to go through a camp for a fight and have your dad as your coach?
Having my dad as my coach is, I'm extremely blessed to have my dad as my coach. Not gonna lie, there are ups and downs. But at the end of the day, I prefer it that way because no one will push me harder than he does. And I know it's out of love and care. So I'm extremely blessed to have my dad as my coach. Every single camp we have, it's always getting better, we're getting stronger, always touching up where we can. So yeah, it's good.
Good. And what can the crowd expect? Are you ready to put on a good show?
Yeah, I'm always ready to put on a good show. The crowd can definitely expect fireworks. Yeah, I'm feeling really great for Fight Night.
So, I've asked Sarah on her perspective of the father-daughter combo, and I'd like to ask yours. Do you treat it differently? Can you share a little bit of the process of taking your daughter through a training camp?
So, firstly, Sarah grew up in the gym, so she's a lifelong martial artist. You know, a lot of people don't know also, but Sarah's an amateur South African kickboxing champion as well. So she's got a wealth of experience, and she's only been boxing for 2 years. Sarah scores, I think, arguably the most talented female boxer in the country, in my opinion. And she scores really good amateurs. And she did that this camp on 14 hours of fasting during Ramadan, you know, without food, without drinks. So over the years, Sarah's developed a very strong mentality. She's very stubborn like myself. And in the beginning, it was very difficult. You know what I mean? Because she had to more than me separate the dad from the coach. There was a lot of fights, a lot of shouting matches, a lot of tears, but she always picks herself back up, you know, and she's such a perfectionist. She treats every sparring session, she wants to win every round. You know what I mean? So I couldn't have asked for a better student in that regard. You know, so that's our relationship, and it was difficult, very difficult, because at night then I want to switch off and she still wants to talk boxing. You know what I mean? Like, she just absolutely fell in love with boxing. I would have thought a different path for her, but she really loves boxing and she's really given her life to it, so it's all she ever wants to do, you know?
Great. To add on to that, it's obviously her pro debut.
Yes.
As a father, that's a huge accomplishment, but I'd like to hear your thoughts on it as a coach as well.
Okay, so first of all, from making a pro debut, so it's for the people in the audience and some of the amateur coaches, which I respect a lot, and I've seen her box as an amateur. Sarah has a pro style. She doesn't really have she's never really had an amateur style, you know what I mean? So that the transition from the amateurs to the pros has been good. You know what I mean? She hits way harder now than what she did in the amateurs. In the last fight too, you could see the power coming through, but I think this fight we're going to see a bigger difference because Sarah's been putting in the work with Don Madge, another person who I respect a lot, and he knows what he's doing. I mean, you can look at the ML boxing camp, and you can see all the guys, you can see their work rate, you can see how hard they're hitting. So the proof is in the pudding there, and we're putting in a lot of work. You know, I'm excited for Sarah to fight on the night because, like I said, for a whole month, you know, she's been training fasting. I'd like to see men do that even. You know what I mean? For a female to do that and then still go out and still spar some killer females. You know what I mean? And then still having to put the work in there, dehydrated. The electrolytes are not functioning in the brain, taking back shots, staying composed, coming back. So I'm very excited to see her on the night, you know, fully hydrated and eating while strong.
Can you share a little bit of what you foresee for Sarah's career and what the rest of the year will look like?
You know, first and foremost, all praise to God Almighty always. You know, God has a plan and we can work hard, but that's what we're about. We want to work hard. We have our own goals and aspirations. Our manager has plans for her promoters, as in Saba Matt and Mr. Berman, Rodney Berman, has big plans for her, which I can't divulge now. But they see huge potential in her, you know, and I think it's, like Kaylee said, I just would love to add on that. I think women's boxing it's ready now in South Africa. There's this young lady sitting in the audience that people don't even know about. I can tell you now, when their time comes, you know, it's just going to blow the roof of women's boxing in the Western Cape. So what do we have planned for Sarah? We're going to aim high, you know. She's still young, she's still a baby. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but there are beacons that we want to reach and accolades that we certainly want to go for, from a youth point as well as beyond that point as well.
She's definitely achieved so much in such a short time.
Yeah.
To add to that, did you expect her to be signed by Fights Island and Golden Gloves within such a short time?
Well, on that note, you know, when the decision was made after the last amateur tournament, you know, there was a couple of decisions that didn't go our way, which I felt Sarah fought really well, and unfortunately the judges saw it different. You know, a lot of people came to us after the tournament from different provinces, coaches and so on, who felt that, you know, she would do really well as a pro. You know, I mean, Matt was always also part of a development in that he would open up sparring even when she was still kickboxing. Open up sparring with Kaylee, they developed a beautiful relationship. I then approached Matt, you know, and said, listen, help me with Sarah, you know what I mean? At the time, Matt wasn't ready. Somebody else saw Sarah and they were very interested in signing her, and that was up north. Subsequently, Fight Island came together, everything came together at the right time. And then, you know, Matt contacted me again, and the decision was very easy because, you know, we're very loyal people. We work hard. We don't expect handouts from no one, and it was an easy decision to make to stick with Matt and help, you know, have Matt help build her career from a management point of view, and so it's been blessed, really blessed on it now. We just want to get the job done, and that's what we want to do on the fight.
Hello, welcome. So, a lot of people are saying this fight is a step too far too soon for Kaya's career. What are your thoughts?
ready. Already have six fights, so any boxer can fight from five fights can fight and even challenge your title. Still ready.
Can you share about the preparation, the training camp, and like you said, he's ready, but just give us a little more detail.
Yeah, and training camp is going very well. I've been training for 10 months. So we're ready when they say tomorrow the fight, guys are ready.
Good. How far do you think Kai can go in the sport of boxing?
Say again?
How far do you think Kai can go in the sport of boxing?
Yeah, our goal is Kai. We looking forward for him. So, for time, for all time. That's a plan.
Yeah. Thank you, Felix.
Thank you.
It's a big show, you know, and I think it's something that Cape Town's needed for a long time. It's exciting. We've all known Cape Town's had great talent throughout the years, and I just think there hasn't been the right platform to really showcase their talent and really put them out there. It's just been great that it all came together at a venue like Carbo. You know, we're really going to a venue like Carbo, puts fighters on the platform they deserve. You know, it brings a different crowd, and the more eyes on the boxes, the better it is for everyone, you know. And I think going forward, you know, we just want to build this thing, get it bigger and bigger, and the end goal is to bring big time boxing to Cape Town, you know, and I think it's long overdue. And obviously, it wouldn't be possible without our sponsors, IME, Knockside Rate, Bomb Squad. You know, it's really, without them, we would never be able to do this. So I'm super grateful. Of course, our partner, Rodney Berman, Golden Gloves. It's just been an amazing journey. And it came together quite fast, you know, because it's obviously we've been in boxing our whole lives, but between me and Saba, it was just one day we decided to do it. It was a 3-month, we put it together over 3 months, and our first one was such a success. I'm really looking forward to the second one. We got some great fights. I just think it's going to be great.
Yeah, they say it takes a village, and it's really exciting to see all the people in the room and the sponsors all come together. I think it's really a wonderful thing to see. My next question is for Saba. You've been promoting for a very long time. What are your thoughts on Fight Island and what it is doing for boxing in the Western Cape, just to add on to what Matt said?
Hi guys. First of all, thanks for coming. Thanks to the reporters that are all here. A few people in the audience, all the new signings we're going to announce just now as well. Fight Island came about, as I said with Matt, we were in competition for many years with our fighters and our strongmen, but we always had a good relationship. And it was ultimately, when we started discussing this last year about Fight Island, you know, we started thinking, look, this can happen. We made very good inroads, and thank God we have people as partners like Rodney Berman that's affiliated to us, or we affiliated to him for the foreseeable future. So, you know, with all those links, it was just inevitable that the mother city needed a big promotion. Yes, been promoting for 20 years in Cape Town. I've developed many fighters through the Cape Town ranks, and all pretty much officially retired now. So the new generation is Matt's boys and Felix's camp, and these are the guys that are going to take Cape Town forward at the end of the day. There are other promoters in Cape Town who are doing a sterling job, but we want to take this to the next level. The reason we are in the mother city, we are in the hub of the world. This Cape Town is world renowned known, and we want to just bring the fights back to Cape Town. They should be there. Bring the glory days back. Everybody says that, but it's truly happening now. Again, our collaboration with Carbo, our collaboration with Rodney Berman, our collaboration with Warrior Ascent in Johannesburg. All the fighters now can get properly busy. You know, to take fighters onto the world stage, when you look at these fighters in the world and they start fighting for decent semi-titles, they're all sitting with 20, 25 fights. We're sending our teams over with 6, 7 fights onto the world stage. They can never make it. So the rule and the beauty in this game is action. If we can get our guys 4, 5, 6 fights a year, and win or lose, we can move them forward. That's the way we're going to tackle the world. The current state that it's going, it's impossible. We just cannot follow for the rest of the world. So my aim and my belief in my future is to get these guys as many fights as possible, the right fights, and get them onto the world stage. Tired of the story, the fighters, my aspiration is to be a world champion, my aspiration is this. It's all hogwash. If they don't get 20 fights, they're not going to make it in the world ratings. It's as simple as that. That's our aim. So between myself, Matt, Brad, Rodney Berman, we've got a goal, and it's a 5-year plan. It's not a let's get a world title champion by the end of the year. This is a 5-year plan that we've got, and we're going to fire it up. Tired of sitting around, tired of doing these small fights, tired of being on the back foot of every single promoter in the country. It's now Cape Town fires it up. Thank God we've got people like Matt that will take it forward, that's got a strong head, very strong trainer, very strong gym. Felix Wengelai as well, very strong gym, very strong trainer. They know how to push the boys, they know how to get them to the level that it needs to be, and we're going to fire it up now. We're not holding back. It's full steam ahead from here.
Very, very exciting. I'm sure we're all excited for Fight Island 10, 20, 30, and more to come. So a bit of a tricky question for both of you. I think let's start with Matt. What are your predictions for the night?
Well, I predict there's going to be some great fights. I'm particularly looking forward to Tyirha and Sibanda. I think that's a great fight. Both, it's truly a 50-50 fight. Obviously, I believe our boy Tyirha is going to pull through. I think he's an exceptional talent. He's 6-0, and he really can go all the way. So I'm really looking forward to that fight. Dean is fighting a main event in his first international fight, an 8-rounder. He's fighting a guy with 14 fights, so it's a bit of a step up for him, but I'm looking forward to it. I think he's going to do well. He's also a southpaw, so it's tricky for Dean, you know, but we're ready, we've been preparing hard, and we're ready for it. I'm also obviously looking forward to Kelly Swart fighting back in Cape Town. She hasn't fought in Cape Town in about 10 months, and we all know what Kelly brings when she fights, so I'm really looking forward to that one, and I'm predicting, you know, she's going to do really well. And then of course, Sarah Karim's great debut. You know, a lot of people have been talking about that. I've been watching her in the gym with Coach Zane, and I really think I'm looking forward to that fight too. We've got so many great fights. We've got 9 fights. We have a heavyweight fight, Sean Alberts. Everyone loves to see heavyweights. We have Kulikrake Namini from Joburg and Solilile Gobuza, both two really good prospects. We're looking forward to that one. And then of course we've got the exciting Tristan Nanu. He's really popular, he's an exciting young guy. He's fighting Marco, and Marco, we all know he comes forward, he's a tough fighter. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. But for me, the fight of the night, I think it's going to be Mlata versus Sibanda. I think those are 2 world level fighters. I'm really looking forward to that one. I don't think Cape Town's had a fight of that magnitude in a long time. It's really, really 2 high level mini flyweights. So that one you don't want to miss. It's going to be really, really good.
And so would you like to add to that?
So I just want to add on the Sibanda fight, you know, and again, I want to just, the understanding here is that what Fight Island is bringing, what Matt and myself are bringing, I don't think, maybe Drooks just now can correct me, I don't think in the last 10 years we've had a top 10 fighter in the world fighting in Cape Town. That's the reality. Sibanda is a top 10, 15 fighter in the world. He's fighting, God willing, he pulls this off because he's got a very tough fight. And I think it's going to be announced. I'm not going to preempt the announcement. Rodney will announce that, but he's fighting for a world title straight after this. So the level of fighters that are coming to Fight Island in Cape Town is of world class. Cape Town hasn't had this in 10 years. Brooks, am I right, or am I we're heading in top 10?
I can't remember fighters. Top 10 in a long time.
In a long time. So again, it's history made by us. And thanks to Rodney Berman again. And it's going to come. So guys, get ready. Fighters in Cape Town must get ready. You're going to be called up. You're going to be called up to step up and make your name. This is your time. Other than that, Sibanda is going to be the fight of the night. We are waiting for a result tonight of his opponent fighting Tyirha. So we're waiting for that result to come out tonight. I think it should be fine, and then it's going to be a cracker. I don't know who saw the last fight in Empress Palace with Sibanda and Kusi. That was world class. So public has come out and support. It will be on IME. IME is stepping up to the plate by taking this thing around the country. Unfortunately, we don't have Super Sport on this one, but the partnership we're signing with IME is going to take it forward, and people will be able to watch these fights and watch these world-class fights. So the Sibanda fight, yes, big, but my favorite fight of the night is definitely be this man on my left, Mlata. I first met them with Felix 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, and I really believe he's got the potential. As I said again, it's the trainers that are taking these fighters forward is the key to everything. So well done to Felix. Kaya, you've got a big fight ahead of you. They're going to ask you a few questions now about it, and this is the man. This is the future of Cape Town.
Great. So I just want to ask you again. Can you share any exciting updates, any new signings that you'd like to share with us?
Definitely, I'll take some photos. We are signing 3 new fighters. My forte is finding the talent young, and then it's Matt's job and Felix's jobs and other trainers to take them forward. So there's 3 new fighters that we will be signing. Owen Vengelai, Felix's son, will be fighting for Fight Island, and the collaborations between all our partners. Very, very exciting is a 20-year-old Eugene Stone. He's here tonight. We'll take some photos and introduce you to him. 20 years old, welterweight, 19-0 in the amateurs. They've honored us for joining us in Fight Island. Thank you guys for putting your trust in us. We'll make it work. There's a young lady I'm trying to entice. We will have a meeting about it later. We'll announce it in April. All these women fighters in Cape Town look up to people like Kaylee, Sarah, and there's a synergy working with all these young ladies. Sarah is obviously on her debut. She spars heavily with Kels. They all respect Kels. Kels is I don't want to say the mother hen because she's still got so much fighting, that's unbelievable. And Kels is also going to go all the way. We are looking at an SA title for Kels. There's the SA champion in Cape Town. I'll have to speak to a promoter one of these days and see if we can arrange the SA title in Cape Town. But at this stage, there's only one woman in Cape Town, that's Kels. The rest of the girls, they've still got to aspire to her, they've got to aspire to what she's done. I believe Sarah can do it. I believe the other girls in Cape Town can do it. Felix Vengelai has got a super Zimbabwean lady that runs over girls and hits like a truck. So we're going to look at that. We're going to look at that scenario as well. So definitely signing. The beauty is that the fighters now approaching us to sign because they understand where they're going with us. So we'll have a small interview with the new signings after this and introduce him to IME, introduce him to Golden Gloves, introduce him to Warrior Ascent. And it's your time now, guys. All we can do is get you the fights. Trainers and fighters, it's your time. So that's very exciting for me.
Amazing. I'd like to ask Matt one last question. So I suppose it's a question for both of you, both can chip in and add to it. So Fight Island as a whole, it's more than just boxing, it's an experience, it's an event. Can you guide us through the guest experience from the minute they walk through the door till when they leave?
Well, boxing is entertainment in itself, you know. Entertainment from the venue, when you get there, you know, we try to bring back that Vegas feel, you know. Boxing all over the world, it's massive entertainment, you know. So what we're doing is when you get to Cabo, the fights will start at 7 o'clock. We have service throughout the night, drinks to the VIP tables. There's a bar. There's always going to be a vibe in between the fights. We're going to have an after party after the fights. And I think this is what boxing is lacking a bit in South Africa. You know, it used to be a proper night out, and that's what we're doing. In order to attract non-boxing fans, you have to offer more. And the more people that come watch boxing, the better it is for everyone. You need to offer more. It needs to become a proper night out for the average person, and that's what we're trying to, you know, what we're trying to develop in Cabo. And I think we've done well. I mean, the first one we had 1,200 people through the door. That just says it all. I don't think Cape Town's had an event that big in a long time. And it's about offering those extra entertainment, those extra value in the night, you know. So, and then the aim is to bring the non-purist fan to the venue and then make them a fan of certain fighters, you know. That's how you build. And I think, yeah, so it's going to be just bigger, even better than the last one. And yeah, everyone must come through, everyone's welcome. Tickets are on Quicket. We still have a few left, so grab a ticket before it's too late and come and join us.
Again, this is one of our partnerships, guys. You know, there's one main player we forgot out, and there's Pepper Club. They've come on board with us on the last fight and you know, help us, given us rooms again. This is a world class establishment. You know, we used to put our fighters in Sun Ones and all these dodgy places in Cape Town. So Pepper Club have actually stepped up now and providing this accommodation for these fighters. And again, when you know, once we're bringing the big stars down, and the good thing is that Pepper Club has noticed this and said, right, let them come stay here. So thank you, Pepper Club, as well, for and again, with everybody, you'll see it's a different ballgame. We're fighting on sand now, so everything we're doing at Carbo is non-traditional. It's fighting on sand, it's bars, it's Knox Hydrate is there. It's last event we had Triggers to Proceed, we had the Springboks, we had everybody, and we appreciate them coming. But I think the youngsters that we've got now are going to build their own brand. They're going to become the superstars, and we're not going to go forward not building these guys' personas. We've got a young man sitting over there, Dylan. He's got an injury at the moment, but he's the next superstar as well in Cape Town. And this is what we do. Just make champions, make people great.